So hello and welcome to Ageless and Active. Today we're going to do a little bit of movement to try and get the muscles around the shoulders moving and also to get the heart pumping. So we're going to start with some very gentle exercises, just loosening up the feet and the ankles. So bending the knees, lifting the heels, loosening up the hips. And if you want to be a bit more vigorous, then you can lift the heels a bit higher, bounce up onto the toes. And if there's no difficulty, no complaining in the knees, then we can drop our heels, lift the heels and drop the heels. Again, just to make a bit of a thud and to feel that impact softening the knees. And we're going to do that half a dozen times. 5, 6. Okay, and then turn and just stand on the leg nearest the chair so that you can shake the foot and ankle. You don't have to lift the foot very high. Loosen off your feet and ankles. Okay, so I'm going to stay holding onto the chair with one hand, not standing so far away from the chair that I'm leaning, having my feet under the hips, loosely holding onto the chair. There's no need to grip, and then swinging this arm. Okay, so I'm trying not to turn my chest. If I turn the chest, I'm cheating, and I'm using the muscles around my waist and the back rather than in the arm. So I'll show you from the side. Got a soft elbow. Okay, so just swinging the arm. And then notice how different that feels if we turn the hand up. So as soon as you turn the hand palm upright, again, try and keep the hand palm upright so that you're using slightly different muscles in the arm and shoulder. Okay, again, try not to turn the chest as best you can, and then turn the hand over. So your hand is now pushing, sort of like a punching moment. Keep the elbow close into the body. Try not to let the elbow lift. Punching the fist away. Okay, and then back to swinging again. You can use half an arm here if it's uncomfortable. Okay, let's do the other arm then. So we start by holding the chair with the passive arm, swinging the arm. Again, soften the elbow if you need to. I'll show you how it looks from the side. Try not to turn the chest. So about a dozen swings with the palm facing inwards. The arm is relaxed, hand relaxed. And then we orientate the arm bone differently by rotating the elbow, turning the palm up. And again, you can pull back as vigorously as you feel, moving that elbow backwards and then forward. So you're using different muscles in the arm and shoulders. And then you can do about a dozen of these and then turning the forearm over. So you're making a fist, punching the air in front of you. Again, trying to keep the chest as still as possible. Okay, and then we can let go of the chair if we're steady, and we'll do the same with both arms. So both arms swinging in unison. You can feel those shoulder blades jumping up and down along the back. If you want to lift your thumbs a bit higher, then you can, of course. The higher you lift the arms, the greater the momentum you're creating. Okay, let's turn the palms upwards, drawing the elbows backwards. Feel those muscles between the shoulder blades as you draw those shoulder blades back. To move the elbows back. And then punching. And we're going to do this one arm at a time. So turn the fists over, fists towards the shoulders, and then punching. Keep the feet glued to the floor. Now you can let your shoulders move. So as you reach forward with the left hand, it takes the left shoulder with it. So you're moving from the hips and the waist. Keep it going. And then again, hands inwards, and then keeping the hand so they're not going too far behind. So you lift the hand and then drop the hand. And again, if you want to go a bit faster, swing a bit more vigorously, then you can. And to extend this effort throughout the whole body and to put a bit of a movement into the spine, make the arms slow down a little bit so you're steady to start with, and then have a stride. And again, if you're at all concerned, oh, do excuse my cat, if you're at all concerned about the balance, then you can do it with one hand, with the other hand holding on the back of the chair. Okay, so again, you know, there's a potential for movement here in the shoulders. So either doing it one hand at a time, as if you are striding, yeah, you're sort of skiing, swinging the arms to create that momentum in the shoulders. I'm keeping my head still so I don't get dizzy, but if you want to, and as long as you're firm in those footprints, then you can turn your head to look over your shoulder as you're swinging your arms, looking at the arm that's moving behind you, but make sure you keep those feet fixed on the floor. Okay, let's change our legs then. So we have the other leg in front. Again, if it feels a bit odd, make sure you take a while to press those feet into the floor and then begin swinging the arms. Again, at first, keeping the head still so that you keep your balance, allowing the shoulders to move, the hips to move, keeping those feet pressing into the floor. And then maybe let the head turn. So you're looking behind you at the hand that's moving backwards. And then slowing down. Don't stop too suddenly. Come back to the center. Again, shake a leg, twiddle an ankle. Hands on the hips. And then moving your hips in a circular motion. You can have your feet a bit wider if it makes you feel more comfortable and steady. You can do this with your eyes closed, be looking at the screen, trying to keep your head still. And the other direction. But notice how instinctively we know how far to move in order to keep our balance. Okay, and then coming back to the center, hands on the hips, pressing firmly down with the feet so you feel the legs are working. And then I tend to do this with my eyes closed and my chin down. Start to draw a circle with the top of your head. So this time the hips are staying relatively still and it's the top of the head that's drawing that circle in the air. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. I tend to close my eyes so that I don't get dizzy. And the other direction. So the head moving, not the hips. Loosening off all the muscles in the back. And again, make one or two more circles and then come back to the center. Again, you don't have to be completely still. You may have an urge to keep swaying in the hips. And then we're going to move the hips from left to right. So we're just getting used to the extent and the range of movement that is possible without causing any pain in the hips or the knees. Okay, so just hips moving left to right now. Okay, and then when you want, you can add a stretch to this. So as I move my hips to the right, I'm going to reach up with the right hand And likewise, move to the left. So now you're stretching to the side, reaching up with those hands. Sorry, my hands are going out of the picture. If you want, you can look up, but if it hurts your hands, then or hurts your neck to look up, then you don't have to. Also, it might make you feel dizzy. Okay, so maybe we can do some double time, going a bit faster. Again, if your head is hurting or the neck is getting stiff, just bring your head down and look down at the floor. Everything's moving side to side in the middle of the body. Okay, come back to the center. We're going to now go back to that punching, shoulders moving backwards and forwards. Hips twisting. Keep it going. One shoulder moving forward, one shoulder moving back. And keeping that shoulders moving smoothly. Go back to your skiing. Again, you can put one foot in front of the other. Everything moving, feet staying firmly planted, and change your legs. And then slowly and gently start to slow down, losing momentum, back to the center. Give everything a shake. So this time I'm going to try and keep my head up. Again, you can use your chair. You can do it without letting go of your chair, or freestanding if you feel steady. And I'm going to lift the knee without trying to peck my head forward. Okay, so if you feel your head either dropping back or pecking forward, try not to. So as if you're standing against the wall, picking the legs up. So you're weighted briefly on one foot. Hands on the shoulders. And we're going to bring the opposite elbow towards the opposite knee. Okay, opposite elbow to opposite knee. It doesn't matter if your elbow doesn't reach the knee, it's just going in that vague direction. So one shoulder comes closer to the knee. Keep it going a few more times. And stand, hands on the hips, circle the hips. Back where we started. Circling the hips, a few times in each direction. Steady the hips, press down into the floor, maybe close the eyes, drop the chin, circle the heads. And the other way. And then come back to standing. We're going to do a stretch for the back to finish, just to make sure we took all the tension. So use your chair, or you can use a wall. I like a chair because it's about the right height for me. So again, find something that's comfortable, hands about hip height, and then maybe put your elbows on the back of that chair or the kitchen surface or whatever it is you're using. Step away from your elbows until you have your heels under your hips. And then you can put your head down. You can press the feet into the floor. You can find the muscles you need to push the feet down and lift the inner thighs, drawing that navel back towards the spine as you breathe out. So you're using your own girdle muscles here to gently lengthen and straighten out the spine. So a few nice deep breaths here. Again, draw that navel back towards the spine as you breathe out, so that you're supporting your spine using your girdle muscles. And again, don't just let go of the chair and stand up. To come out of this, gently walk towards your chair. Hands on the back of the chair, very slowly and gently come back to upright. Maybe have a sigh. Well done. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to be doing some new classes now, involving a little bit more vigorous action. So look out for them. I'm going to try and get that heart pumping as you get fitter. Thank you very much.